Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. I hope you're all doing okay and have had a nice weekend. So I think today we're going to play some PSO BB to start with, and then we're probably going to switch over to PSU about halfway through or so. I think we've got the rare monster boost this week on Ephinea, so I don't know if there's anything that anyone wants to hunt for rare monsters, or if you just want to go after a regular rare hunt. Kind of feel like the rare monster week is kind of a bit of a waste, to be honest. Hi, Draken, you okay? Yeah, so I know I've been looking through the drop chat to see if there's anything I want to hunt this week. The only thing I can see that I'm after really is either V801 from a Purple Gnome Pazuzu, or possibly a Blue Adoshi from Skyly Dolphin Eclair, but Dolphin Eclair's horrendous to hunt. I kind of just want it to be the rare drop rate week instead, because I think the rare monster week's a bit of a sham, really. Oh, congrats on the ad slot. Oh, you're up for V801? Oh, cool. Yeah, I could really do one for my phone, you will, to be honest. Blue Adoshi hunt. I'd love to, it's so annoying hunting the Dolphin Eclairs. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a 50% rare enemy rate increase, isn't it? But Dolphin Eclairs are just really awkward to find because they're still like a 1 in, I think regularly they're like a 1 in 500 chance to appear. So yeah, it's still not a great chance really, and there's not that many Dolphins in most quests. When I looked at it, it seemed to me mainly the Christmas Fiasco and a couple of the maximum attack quests, and that was about it. I mean, I love seeing rare enemies in PSO, but yeah, it always just feels like it doesn't make much of a difference, the rare enemy boost, to be honest. So I think I mentioned this maybe on last stream, but I am planning to do some challenge mode as well at some point. So we actually did a bit of practice yesterday just off stream. It was actually really, really fun. So thanks to everyone who joined that. It was actually really, really fun time doing it. It's been years and years since I've done challenge mode. So just to go back to that and mess around with it again was actually really good. And to be honest, I think considering it was our first time doing it for years, I think we did all right, to be honest. You better abandon Corin and join up. Yeah, no worries. I think Minsk's joining, Draken. Yeah, challenge was really, really fun. I think we can probably go back and I think we can definitely improve on the forest run that we did, because we spent about 40 minutes in forest trying to figure out one puzzle. But I think we can probably knock that down to about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so. I'm looking forward to doing more though, definitely. You got Pew Pew Laser. Yeah, it's meant to take about 10 minutes. There's one puzzle in Forest 2. It's one where you have to open this. It's like a big blockade that blocks your route to like the central dome part. And there's 2 warp points, and what you're meant to do is warp through one of them and then turn back on yourself and go back through the one that you've come through. But we didn't realise that, and we were just running around Forest for about 40 minutes trying to find the route. Chats are up if you like anything checking. Cheers. Classic time waster, yeah. I think the last time I did challenge mode was about 2005, I think. Hi, Doomlord. Yeah, you gotta love C mode. I love challenge mode. It's just when you haven't done it for, well over, Probably getting on for 2 decades. Kind of forget all the maps. I know they do have the maps on PSO World, but I want to see how much I remembered. Turns out not much. My first time doing it as a full new world as well, because every time I've done challenge mode before, I've done it as a hunter. So it's been very, very interesting doing it as a force. Good thing is we had 3 androids, so basically every antidote, every anti-paralysis, every fluid was just going to me by default. So it's quite nice. I think it cleared F1 challenge mode 1's got B rank, we were terrible. I think that's how everyone is on the first time through. I like how it differs the gameplay enough from regular play, so you have to learn to sort of not only share drops, but also learn when you need to let things go as well. Because you've got a lot of those switches where you have to leave gear on them. I suppose it's designed so that you don't get too strong, so you have to drop a load of gear that you're carrying. So it's just interesting having that different dynamic in challenge mode. Also, not having 10 tri-fluids all the time with a Funuel is an interesting experience because you constantly run out of fluids. Yeah, so we'll get started in a minute. We'll just start out with some Pazuzu hunting. Hopefully snag a V801. Because I would quite like that increased cast speed. Oh, definitely, yeah. You need depth, definitely. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I was devastated as well. I've had to reset my Phony World's material plan. Thankfully, I had a load of my materials spare, but I had to reset it because I accidentally used a luck material on it when I was going through my quick menus, and I accidentally pressed on a luck material. And my OCD wouldn't let me stick there with 12 luck, so I just reset the entire material plan. Still no cure freeze. I managed to get one earlier actually from Corin. I got a cure freeze, I think I got a cure confuse, and I got a secure feat from him as well. Which I think it's a ranger armor. I think a ranger shield. I think. I like how it says, please wait until everyone's gathered, but what it doesn't tell you is it won't actually start until you've closed the menu. Just looking at getting C mode, episode 2 twin swords with spirit special for Huni, kill things in half combos. Yeah, at the moment I'm using a Sangayasha. It's nice because it's a Sangayasha with hit, which is actually really, really nice to use, but I'm not sure what I'd go with for her, to be honest. And back on the official servers, I used to use, I used to have a Berserk sword for her. Yeah, that's one thing I miss. Oh, there's another luck material. Do you know what? I am actually just going to go and put that in my bank quickly because I do not trust myself to not use it. I am not resetting a material plan again. Good. Yeah, I'm really not sure what I'd go with for my Uni World, really. So I've got quite decent gear for her already. How do you share bank? So all you do is just type in the chat, just type /bank, and it'll switch backwards and forwards between your character bank and your share bank. I think there might be an option to switch between your different banks of characters as well, but I can't remember what the command is for that. Demon's J Cutter. Yeah, I can see that being quite good actually. The J Cutter, is that that's episode 2, isn't it? Oh, on Crystal, very nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Miz just said there, so /C bank and then the number switch between your, effectively your memory card slots, if you like, yeah. I do need a good slicer for her, actually. It's one thing I am lacking with her. I mean, you would think having a Red Rhea in Ultimate that I'd have all of the Disco Bravemans, but I've only found one. You mainly play Ep2 challenge mode. I like the rewards better, but Spirit Twin save from Ep1 is OP. Yeah, I can imagine that being really good. I must admit, I think when I've looked at the rewards, the Ep2 rewards do seem more, generally more desirable. You know, you've got things like the Needle as well. But I've never actually beaten Episode 2 Challenge Mode. I remember trying it, it was way back on the Sega servers. And I think most of my runs ended at Spaceship on Gold Dragon. I mean, Episode 1 Challenge Mode does definitely seem a lot easier. I suppose the rewards reflect that, though. I forgot how many lizards are in this quest. Yeah, I think pretty much every single run I had, we just failed on Gold Dragon. For some reason, we could just never get past him. Generally, you know, when he clones into a couple of like duplicates of himself, just someone would mess up, whether it was me or someone else. Someone would mess up and get hit by the breath and get killed. It's so nice that I can finally use a Summit Moon on this character, though. It's helped the damage loads. You give it well. Yeah, I mean, I think the plan is for probably for next week's stream, we're going to do challenge mode of some description. I don't know if it'll be episode 1 or episode 2 yet. We did a bit of practice on episode 1 last night just because none of us had done it for a while. And I think for some of us it was our first time doing it as well. So it was just sort of get used to the how the mode works and just getting a general idea of how to play it. I just miss having S ranks though, because I did have a couple on the official servers and they were really, really useful. I think I mentioned it in the video that went live today, but if you haven't seen, I've just put a video up today, which is like the beginner's guide to Raycast. And one of the weapons that I mentioned that I recommend is actually a Zalur rifle, mainly for tower, just because taking care of things like the Ilgils and Del Lilies, they have really, really high defense. So just having the ability to use Zalur with a cast is unbelievably useful. So we'll see how things go for next stream. If there's enough people to do challenge mode, we'll do some runs. Maybe try and do a couple of stages. I'm certainly not looking to S rank it straight away. I just want to get more familiar with it first. Join the next one if that's okay. Yeah, no worries, Doomlord. Yeah, if you're around, feel free. I've always said that if anyone watching's on Ephinea and we've got a free space, if you want to jump in, that's absolutely fine. The password for the game's normally stream. Opted for the Zalur shot for a hybrid between rifle handgun range and the needle spread. Yeah, that sounds really, really good option, actually. Main reason I went rifle is because I did, on official servers, my Raker Seal was Skyly, so I used it to hunt Seal J-Sword. So there's a couple of areas in Tower where there's a big gap in the middle of the floor, and particularly when dealing with things like Mirror Carols or Dead Lilies, it was just nice to be able to stand on the other side of the room and just hit them with the rifle with Zalur and then take care of them from the other side. Yeah, the good thing with the rifle as well is it's episode 1 challenge mode, so it is easier. Honestly, I think the main thing with episode 1 is just remembering the puzzles. Excited for the C mode stream. I'm excited to play it as well. As I said, do not expect sort of high level play because we're all kind of pretty new to it and we're all learning the ropes as we go. It should be a fun watch. I mean, if you're interested in seeing an absolute catastrophe. To be honest, though, I mean, the runs that we did yesterday in episode 1, considering we haven't done it for a long time, it went pretty well, honestly. We cleared Forest and we cleared the Caves one. Special weapon from Minsk. Glide Divine, oh nice. I didn't realise the purple number got Glide Divine actually. So the Doff on Chad is an ultimate, just next to impossible to avoid. It's so fast. It didn't even have time to drop on the ground. You need units bad. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get some units for my 4-new as well, particularly V801. Oh, you were attacking and picked it up. All right. Yeah, I do it all the time. I think it's because of how my palette layout is. I've got this really cursed layout, particularly for my hunter, where I have normal attack, like light attack, on my center button. Just because of how I've always played the game since I played GameCube. I find it really hard to adjust to playing it any differently. But it doesn't really help when you're trying to attack something and you pick everything up instead. You always find it interesting how people play the game, so looking forward to it. Yeah, it's always cool seeing how people play PSO differently. God, they do a ton of damage. I'll boost that, why not? Guys, just a quick check-in to say, hey, can't say, but wanted to show my face swiftly. Have a good stream. Cheers, Scribe. Yeah, I was just saying it was fun games yesterday as well in the challenge mode. And the Soul Blade that we did after as well. It was really fun. also find it really strange with Barter how you can fire it at something in the air and it'll still hit it. Makes no sense whatsoever, but I'll take it. The zoos are a little bit scary when you've only got 800 health. What you can see here, though, is that the rare enemy, increase is doing wonders. Every week that it's on, I just never get any rare enemies. Yeah, the infinite Y-axis Barter. The same with launchers as well, with things like Guilty Light and Red Scorpio. Yeah, I saw that as well on the item reader, Minsk, that there's a HP material, but I cannot find it anywhere. I have no idea where it is. I know my drops will be different to yours, but I couldn't find one either. Yeah, it's a really good strat on the dragon when it takes off. If you use something like a Guilty Light or a Red Scorpio, it still hits it. Even though the bullet clearly doesn't come anywhere near the dragon. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be gelling in these. I've actually been having a load of fun playing my Ephinea well lately. It's been such a nice break from playing my Hunter. Got so much time in Hugh Newell, it's just really refreshing to play something else instead. She's actually getting to the point now where she's actually starting to become usable. Oh, the show up command. I haven't tried it, but on the item reader, it tends to show me the special weapons anywhere. Jealous that Ephinea's viable with the DMC patch on Ephinea. Oh, I know what you mean, yeah. Back on GameCube, it was horrendous trying to use a Force in multiplayer just because of all the damage cancel. Yeah, damage cancel was horrendous on GameCube. It was always fun doing Control Tower and having people constantly firing mech guns at something like Gibbles, and you'd be there forever trying to kill it because the amount of damage cancel that was happening, it just wouldn't die. Power material somewhere. There it is. I will say though, I kind of hate how nerfed Force is in multiplayer. Just because of, the amount of resistances that the enemies get. My damages were so much lower here. Doing 300 with a Ephinea. I think I do about 450 or so around there offline. Say offline, one player mode. I should really actually use the Striker of Chow that I've got with me when I'm doing Shifter and D-Band. It would help. I keep forgetting I've got it. Also, if anyone finds anti-level 7 disc, let me know, because I really cannot cure freeze at the minute. The only support tech... Actually, no, I think I need Zalo 30 as well. What's your survivability like on Dark Faults now? I think I can survive everything apart from... Don't think I can survive the slapping multiplayer. The Rabata depends as well. It depends how many I get hit by. If he chains me with a few of them, then I just get killed. Single player, though, I'm not sure. I haven't actually tried Ultimate Ultima Force in single player yet. Mainly because I've been constantly in mines trying to find a Kasami. Oh, another Photon Crystal. Yeah, what was really surprising is when I did Soul Blade yesterday with Scribe. So in single player, the Soul Blade, I can solo mine one pretty much no problem at all. The Sinnoh rooms are a little bit difficult just because of how much damage they do and how little health and defense I have. But in multiplayer, oh, it was horrendous. Choice was basically, so if I didn't gel in the Sinnohs, I would get hit for like way over half my health, and if they got a crit, they could just kill me. And if I did gel in them, they would just combo me to death. So there was no good option really. It's a really good experience, this actually. Oh, this room will be fun. Yeah, for anyone who didn't see, there was a video that's just gone up a couple of hours ago, which is the next in the beginners sort of class guides for PSO, and it's the Raycast. And well done to Base Player for being one of the first people to notice the character name. I'd actually called the character Fridge. I love Raycasts, but they are just fridges. So I think the next class guide will probably be... It'll be next weekend, and that will be a force. So it'll be one of the two we haven't covered yet, which is either Phonium or Formal. I was thinking of maybe doing Phonium next. And then we'll just work through the last three, which will be the last Hunter, Ranger, and Force. The walking noise is just a big trigger on your misophonia. Yeah, the walking noise is the one thing I really hate about Raycast. It drove me up the wall recording the video. So now imagine the challenge mode run that we had yesterday where there was 2 Raycasts. I do so little damage. Yeah, Minsk did totally not run around me in the lobby with the Raycast. Not at all. So I'm going to assume that one's not gelling, considering it nearly instant killed me. These still do a ton of damage even with gelling. Use the AI code to replace the Raycast footsteps with PSO plus Hue cast steps. Warping's actually really annoying because if you try debuffing them and they warp, they just avoid the debuff. Oh, someone got a Heaven Punisher? Oh, cool. Hildatar. Isn't that like... The Hildatar drop for a Heaven Punisher, isn't that about 1 in 205 or something? Let's go hunt some Tars. Do purple no Lily's got a Psycho Wand. What have you just tuned into? This looks like chaos. Hi, it's a playable, okay. Yeah, this is episode 4. This is the subterranean desert. My stuff really, really hurts. Joke's on him, I got a invulnerability trigger. Yeah, the drop rate for the Heaven Punisher from Hildatar is insane. It's the same as the Psycho one for Purple Gnome from Mill Lily. Trying to support in this is just insane. So yeah, it's a 1 in 204 or 1 in 205 drop. My rare enemy, so it's normally like a 1 in 500 chance for a Hildelt to be a Hildatar. And then a 1 in 205 chance for that Hildatar to drop a Heaven Punisher. It is insanity. I genuinely don't know what the best drop is for that. I think if I was hunting it, I'd probably go for the Purple Gnome drop link from Mirror Carols. Which is like, it's 1 in 12,500, but you can spam tower. Oh, mag trigger again. It's almost like I'm doing it deliberately. Yeah, some of the drops are absolutely insane though from the rare enemies. It's one reason why I don't really feel like the rare enemy boost is too valuable though, because even if you get those rare enemies to show up, it's still a 1 in 205 chance. You know, or a 1 in 21 or a 1 in 2, depending on what you're hunting. I kind of feel like the rare monster boost should come hand in hand with a small rare drop boost as well. Just nowhere near as big as the regular rare drop boost week. Just to give you some hope. Well, that room was fun. Almost one-shotting you, that's crazy. I mean, to be fair to play by, I am a 4 new world, so I do have no health at all. Could run Forest of Sorrow, that would make it a little hellish. A little bit. I mean, there is a better quest in Ephinea actually called Tyrell's Ego that has tons of Hildelts, but even then it's a horrible hunt. Yeah, unfortunately, basically I don't have Fowler on this 4 new world mag. I'm sorry. Oof, 2 minutes. Yeah, I forgot there's a timer on this quest. Oh no, it's this room. At least we can get through it. What was the quest on the Sega servers? I had a guaranteed Hildatar. I've seen a few people say this, but I honestly don't remember there being one that had a guaranteed one. I could be wrong though. I don't know if I can look at you right now. It's still on my Uni Wars mag, and will remain there. Kind of has to now, really, doesn't it? Yeah, there's only a couple of drops from rare enemies that are that hard, though. I think it is just the blue full Hildatar drop and the purple Num Millily. They're both absolutely horrendous drops. You had the t-shirt on and everything. Yeah, and shameless plug, but if you want to become a member of the Fowler fam, you can hit the join button underneath the stream, become join as a member. See what I did there? Oh, I thought I saw Pazuzu there, because I saw a flash of green in the corner of my eye, but it was this guy getting on my camera. Spawned and immediately got almost one shot. Must rinse through TP. It's insane at the minute. I mean, I've got over 2,000 TP, but the rate that Fornuel goes through TP, particularly in a quest like this where you're just constantly supporting it, it's crazy. I ran out of time. Yeah, we probably need 4 people or someone that's not a Fornuel for that. Strange sightings, that's a quest. They've not included it because of the guaranteed spawn. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that's actually a new one on me. I had no idea that was a real thing. There was a photon measure on the ground. Oof. Waiting to join. Yeah, no worries, Doomlord. We'll be out in a minute. Yeah, I had no idea there was a quest that had a guaranteed one. I'm not surprised they haven't included it because it would be just way too exploitable. Yeah, deployable. You can cut down the TP use a little bit. There are some items that will reduce your TP costs. Unfortunately, they're all really, really hard to get. So Psycho Wand does. That cuts your TP cost by 50%, but it takes the full TP cost of the tech off your HP as well. It's totally manageable, though. The problem is getting the Psycho Wand. I think Dark Bridge does something similar as well, but that's a drop that you have to make from Parasitic Gene Floor, which again is really hard to get. Or you can use the Adept unit, which cuts TP cost as well. But that is an item you get from Unsealing Limiter, which is really hard to get. So yeah, there is no easy way of doing it. I mean, I probably spent about 10,000 Mazetta in fluids there alone. Should we grab a Sorcerer's Cane? Yeah, does the Sorcerer's Cane cut TP as well? If so, that's probably the easiest one to get. What's the drop rate on the Psycho Wand? Oof. So basically, every ID can get the Psycho Wand. None of the drops are good. So your best drops for it are probably either, if you want to go rare enemy route, Purple Numb Lilies at 1 in 205. If you don't want to go for rare enemies, probably there's one ID that gets it from Delbiters at about 1 in 12,500. I think, I can't know if it's Blue Floor, Green Hill, or Viridia. It's one of those three. And the other thing is, I think the other drop is, what is it? Is it Oran Gibbles? It might be. And that's about 1 in 12,500 as well. Yeah, it's one of the rarest things in the game. You can spam Gifoy with it. You think it'll clear faster if you swap to Gifoy? Yeah, I might try Gifoy next time if you want. What I'll do is I'll just change my palette over now. Certainly try Gifoy and see if it helps. I could say it's Psycho. Yeah, so Doomlord, if you want to join, we're just in Lumerace Block 2. Vote to ban bass player, one vote here. No problem with that, he's the mod. Yeah, the only one that can ban him is me. Oh, someone who's got a Lavis cannon as well. Oh, hi Doomlord, okay. Yeah, so password should just be stream. That's a good point, actually. I could hunt Lavis cannon this week. Do I bother though? Because that's a horrible hunt. Yeah, Cycle 1 is absolutely insane drop. Scribe, who was in a little bit earlier, actually, one of the mods, he found one a couple of days ago, and he got it from, I think he said he got it from a Sinozelle in Seabed, which is like, it's a 1 in 300,000 drop. He wasn't hunting it or anything, I don't think, it just dropped. And then he finds a red ring a couple of days later. I want some of that luck. Yeah, if you look at the drop charts deployable, a lot of the drops for Psycho 1 are about 1 in 300,000. Hi, Morty, okay. I mean, it is an amazing weapon, don't be wrong, but, you know, it kind of has to be if it's that rare. I would generally say that, you know, Psycho 1's Heaven Punisher and maybe CLJ Sword are probably some of the rarest things in the entire game. I thought it took some effort getting your first Soul Leader. The Soul Leader honestly takes a while to get because the amount of quests you've got to do to get it and, you know, the correct order and make sure you do the right options. It is an involved process, really, to get it. I see that someone's just dropped a Yamato on the floor, though. You can't see it, but underneath my webcam, I've got a floor reader so I can see items that drop on the floor. Right, so this time I will just spam Gifoy. Rarest thing you found on your current playthrough is Graviton plate off a Dark Gunner and Hard Ruins. Yeah, I mean, when you start playing in Ultimate, you'll start to find things a bit more often, just because there's a lot more stuff to find. Not to mention that hoping Kirik doesn't crit you at low level. the Giffey spam starts now. The only danger with Giffey spamming is if a Del Rappy drops down and gets clipped by it and runs away. Oh, Mint's got a float on drop. Yeah, the AI partners are absolutely useless in PSO generally. The only half-decent ones are, there's a quest in episode 4 called Warrior's Pride, and you're with Ash and Bernie, and they're actually not too bad. They also have some plot armor mechanic where if they would get killed, they do this like insane rest that instant heals them. I think there's only a certain amount of times they can do it, but they're actually not too bad. They do actually do full combos as well. When you last fought Kirik, you wonder why it took so long, then you realise your rest of level 4 was healing him. Yeah, I think everyone's made that mistake with when you fight NPCs in PSO. The weird thing is though, that if you use buffs, so if you use like Shift or a D-band, that doesn't seem to affect him, but Resta does. It's really annoying actually. I really don't like the NPC fights in PSO because the invulnerability frames that they have are ridiculous. So you'll hit them once, and then it's like 10 minutes before you can hit them again. Your wife was watching and just went, "You donkey." I'm essentially playing 4 new well like a 4 new at the minute. Just spamming Gi and Ratax. Yeah, this quest's kind of insane. It's really, really high enemy count, and because you're against time as well. We have beaten it on stream before, but I think I was using my Hunuel last time, which I'm a lot more familiar with, and I probably just play a lot better. Ran that felt in PSU earlier at Falcon Moria and died back-to-back 3 times to Megid spam. Yeah, at least in PSU that they kept it so Megid does kill you. They change it in later games so they just it would do a status effect or just do damage. I would say I prefer that, but then every time I run tower I kind of regret there being instant kill. Yeah, it's still in caps in PSU. I think it's games after PSU where it stopped. I think, was it PSO 2? It just does. I think in PSO 2 it did a status effect, didn't it? It worked a bit like poison, I think. The worst offenders for invincibility are the rare casts Type 1 and Type W. keep getting 0 hit Vices. Yeah, Vice is such a polarizing weapon because it's absolutely useless without hit, but amazing if you get one with hit. Yeah, it's just annoying dealing with the invincibility that the NPCs have. Because you don't get it. That was probably a blessing that I got hit by that ass stack there, actually. Because I think I would have died to the zoo fireballs otherwise. The zoo dives are so annoying. You get hit by one, you get back up again, then immediately get hit by the second dive. Yeah, I'll try and lock him down with Giffey. It's kind of why I need V801 though, because the cast time on Giffey is really annoying. Kind of stuck in place for quite a while you cast it. So I'm assuming that next week on Ephinea will probably be the rare drop boost week, I imagine. And Ramal Giffey with V801. Or Ramal, sorry. I always used to call them like Rama and Ramal. It took me ages to realise it's actually Rama and Ramal. As in Ranger. Giffey is really, really good for taking care of the zoos, actually. Potato, potato. Yeah, the only way I found out, actually, was it was from playing Japanese PSO 2, actually. Because there was a load of PSO items that were added to the game. So things like Section ID badges and so on, and outfits. And when you read how it was pronounced... yeah, when you read how it was pronounced in Japanese, it was like Ramal. Yeah, that's what I used to do, Minsk. I used to say Ranger, but Ramal. I suppose in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Oh, I didn't see the Astarks there. That was kind of a bit scarier than I thought it'd be. Go, Rappy. Oh, we have a rat. Oh, Heavenly Luck. So, rare enemy week actually paying out with a rare enemy. Oof. Did you not get one, Minsk? That Dorf one there, that Dorf one just did like a sideways charge. I think it desynced a bit when it charged, it just sort of slid sideways. Is it only ridiculous drops to get you the banner? Pretty much, yeah. As far as I know, it's for anything ridiculously rare, but also for rare stuff that has hit. So I've had 2 banners for my drops on Ephinea so far. I got one for, it's basically like a skin for a weapon, because they were like 1 in 21 drops from rare enemies. And I also got one for, it was when I found my Lame D'Argent actually, because it had 20 hit. I think normally you wouldn't get a banner for Lame D'Argent, but because it had hit as well, it got a banner. It's usually the really, really rare stuff though, so things like Red Ring, you know, Parasitic Gene Flow, Sealed J Sword, things like that. Oh, you got one for a 20 hit Frozen Shooter. To be honest, I can see why that would be a banner though, because it's a really, really useful weapon, and with hit, even more so. Did you turn that Frozen Shooter into a Snow Queen, or did you leave it as a Frozen Shooter? Oh, thanks for the membership, Dick. Oh, good man. Remember, alerts are actually working again. They weren't working last week. Just to confuse everyone, every time a member joins, it'll play a rare drop noise. I like the Frozen Shooter you got from that stash memory card with 100% in Air Beast Machine and Dark. Yeah, it sounds legit. Yeah, Dick, we do have, there is a Discord as well if you're not on there already, so I'd imagine any of the mods as well can give you the link for the Discord as well. If not, I can put it in the chat after the stream if you want to invite to the Discord. Ah, it's still a Frozen Shooter. Yeah, I suppose it's quite a hard decision, isn't it? Because Frozen Shooter is such a useful weapon. But if you get one with hit, it does make an ideal Snow Queen as well. Just because you've only got that one shot with Snow Queen. So you need it to be like reliable to land. I will say, I do think Frozen Shooter is a lot more useful overall though. To get those percentage, you have to be real careful using drops and spheres with Paganini. Yeah, I mean, it is possible to get that high. You know, you can do it, but it would be a ton of photon drops to do it. Oh, I've got a 15 hit one as well. Yeah, I mean, if you turn the 30 hit one into a Snow Queen, I think that'd work really well, actually. Yeah, base player, I mean, if you consider that to get one photon sphere is 99 photon drops, and I think one photon sphere gives you, I can't remember if it's 20 or 30% now, because it's been a while since I've done it. But yeah, it will be hundreds and hundreds of photon drops to get that. Yeah, I suppose it means because you're level 184, you've got so much accuracy anyway that you can probably afford to use the lower hit Frozen Shooter and turn the higher one into a Snow Queen. I did try boosting a little bit. I think everyone does the accidental photon blast at least once in PSO. TMPBPD. I really need anti-level 7. It's actually getting annoying now. Premature photon blast discharge disorder. Yeah, I think everyone in PSO has got it. Can't make a blue burst. Hopefully next month you'll have a level 1 Raker Seal pestering you for TTF runs. No worries, I'm happy to. To be honest, I've got a really, really low level Huka Seal as well that I could do with leveling at some point, so it'd be an ideal time to do it. Yeah, base player, just let me know when you got blue burst and we can sort something out. It's really annoying with these Pyro Gorons. Sometimes you get into a pattern where they'll hit you. So one will hit you and then the second one will hit you straight after, and you'll just get locked into this situation where you just can't do anything. There is a try grinder somewhere. There it is. Make sure not to choose the sandbox account. Sandbox is really, really useful. So I use that for my for a lot of my videos now because it lets you just spawn anything in. So it is really, really useful for that. But yeah, if you want to actually play with people, then yeah, make sure you do a normal account. Yeah, Sandbox is ideal though for those videos just because it lets me just create anything. So there's a ton of gear that I recommend that I don't have. So it's just good for spawning that in so I can show it off. Honestly, it's also just ideal for people if you don't have much time to play in PSO and you just want to do the ultimate stuff straight away. It's good for just doing that so you can just create a level 200 character. Kit not really, really good gear and just play as you want to. So I fully understand anyone wants to make a sandbox account for that. For me, I love playing the game too much, so I was happy to just recreate my characters from scratch and just go at it from the beginning again. I think you'll enjoy Blue Burst though. It is very, very similar to the to episode 1 and 2. I mean, you have got all the episode 1 and 2 content there. It's just you've got all this bonus content as well and quality of life changes. So I've said it before, but it is probably like the definitive version of PSO. It's not my favorite version personally. I do prefer GameCube just because it's what I started out with and I've got the most nostalgia for it. I still absolutely love Blue Burst. I'm quite glad I'm playing full new here actually, just because the amount of TP I've got, I'm actually able to actually do some support. He says as he uses 5 dye fluids. I think it's like one of the only quests I actually get photon blasts in as well with a Ephinea well. Probably just because of how beaten up I get. So many item drops, you just know which are worth picking up. I think a lot of it in Sonic just comes from just playing the game for a long time. You kind of get to know what's worth picking up, what's not. The other thing is, as well, is I'm using, you can't see it on the screen because it's where my webcam is, but I use what's called a floor reader. So it's a tool you're allowed to use on Ephinea if you want to. And basically what it does is it lists all the items that have dropped on this floor and tells me what the stats are on them. So I can see, for example, you know, if there's an armor I'm after, I can see what its defense and what its evade are. But I can configure it as well, so I can get it to show only certain items if I want. So, for example, at the moment, I've got it to show up for any shields because I know that shields sell for a reasonable amount. I also got it to set so it shows up any scape dolls and any materials as well. It also shows me any weapons that drop that I've hit as well, above a certain percentage. So it just saves a ton of time because it means I don't have to worry about picking every single weapon up and checking if it's got hit. Yeah, it is. It's really, really useful. There's a lot of different modules to it as well. So I'm using the floor reader, but there is also things like character readers. So you can get it to read all the items in your inventory. You can get it to, I think there is an add-on for it where it tells you when your mag's ready to feed and things like that as well. So it's a really, really good tool. If you want to use it, it's just on the Ephinea forum. There's a link to it there, and you just need to follow the instructions to install it. It's pretty simple to install as well. The only issue I've had with it is, it's one I've mentioned on Discord, is the default button to open it, like the main menu of it is, I think it's tilde on US keyboards, but for me it's the apostrophe key because I use a UK keyboard. So if I press it, you can probably see that it shows up like a main menu. You might be able to see that there. Problem is with me using a UK keyboard, because it's tied to the apostrophe key, every time I try typing something with an apostrophe in it, that shows up. And I don't know if there's a way of rebinding it. I think it's just something they've overlooked when they've programmed it. They've obviously designed it for like US layout keyboards. That though for me is like a very small price to pay just for how useful it is. I think you can also get add-ons for it as well that show you the monster stats as well, so you can see how much health the monsters have. I know that you do have a little health bar on Ephinea for the monsters, but you can get it to show it as a numerical stat. It shows all the resists as well. That's really useful, actually. I might look into installing that when I play Force, actually. Because I can remember most of episode 1 what the weaknesses are, but episode 4 I am a little bit hazy on as to what's weak to what. And there are tons of different mods you can use for this that are on the Ephinea forums. You know, you've got things like, there's visual mods as well, so there's things that are just the UI. I think there are some character skins that you can use as well, but don't quote me on that. Personally, for characters, I'm fine with just having it as it is. The add-ons are really helpful, but the UI kind of sucks me because you're playing a TV in your living room. It would be better if you were sitting at your desk with a monitor instead of your couch. Yeah, I mean, the text on the add-on is very, very small or standard. I think there is a way of increasing the text size. So there, for example, I can see that red box over there is a star cuirass. A very bad one. Yeah, I think there is a way in the... I think it's in the settings, so in one of the files you kind of adjust it so the text is a little bit bigger. But I get what you mean. The UI is very simple, the UI on it, and the text as standard is really, really small. For me, because I'm sat at my monitor anyway, it's not too bad. This guy looking for an opinion real quick on section IDs. Do you think a 4-mar with White Ill would be good? White Ill in general is a really, really strong section ID. It doesn't really matter if you're hunting things specific for your 4-mar or if you're hunting for other characters. White Ill is just a generally strong ID. It's a very, very balanced one. So pretty much every area in the game will have good drops with White Ill. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with White Ill on any character, really. Oof. The crit. Do I need gel in 28? I don't think I do. No, I've got gel in 30, actually. Thanks anyway. We should look into section ID small before investing in the HughCast. Yeah, it's amazing how important section IDs are and how little the game tells you about them, i.e. nothing. So we keep up the good content. No worries, Doug. Hey, managed to do it. 26 seconds left. Well, interesting thing is it still says 17 seconds. The countdown's still going. Why is the countdown still going? Is it just until you get warped back? It looks like you failed, huh? No, we killed all the enemies. That's really dumb that you kill all the enemies and then the countdown keeps going. Yeah, maybe there's a switch to hit at the end or something, but I kind of feel like it shouldn't pop up and say, congratulations, you beat all the enemies. And then the countdown runs out anywhere. I'm taking that as a win because we did kill all the enemies. So I've never had this Star Cuirass before. So it's Android only, good defense. Seems terrible for evade. I'm guessing it just doesn't give you any evade. So it's maybe similar to the Blackhound Cuirass, because I think the Blackhound Cuirass reduces your evade. This may be like a slightly worse version of it. But it's probably never going to get used. It didn't get mad at all until you watch one of the videos about gearing up for very hard and ultimate. Yeah, it's annoying really, because when people get into PSO for the first time, they probably have no idea what the section ID does, because the game just doesn't tell you. And it's unfortunate that it is so important later in the game. I mean, to be honest, if you've got a group of friends that you're playing with online, it's not as important because you can bounce off each other's section IDs. But if you're playing solo, yeah, it's invaluable to have a really good section ID. Obviously, don't feel you have to have a section ID that suits that character, so don't feel that if you're playing a hunter, you have to have a really good hunter ID, because you can have another character that can hunt hunter items better. So, for example, you could have a ranger. So, say, for example, there's a drop you want for a hunter, but it drops in an area that's really rough for a hunter to do. You could make a ranger or a force and have them hunt it instead on that ID. And remember to bring along your 50 hit holy rate. You got 50 hit holy rate. Still good haul for that quest though. We've got a Heavenly Look and Star Cuirass. Find out about IDs the hard way. Got to about level 50 with the Oran Raymar. Shortly swapped into a Greenhill Raymar. Oh, it was from a Christmas event. Oh, okay. I'm going to say a 50 hit Holy Ray would be amazing. As females are better arm casting, you'll benefit a lot trading for a Sorcerer's Cane. Yeah, I might look into that. Obviously, the Summit Moon's really, really nice for single target because of the Phony World boost as well. But it would be nice just to have anything with the TP reduction. Yeah, if you want to, we can do one more, or we can run something else. We're probably going to switch over to PSU maybe after this next quest. But I'm happy to do maybe one more on PSO first if you want. I don't mind doing this, or if there's anything else that you want to try instead. Yeah, it would be nice to get a Pazuzu. At least we saw one rare enemy. It's the wrong one. We got Del Rappi. It was in the creator part. That's where we got the Heavenly Looks from. I wish they'd improve the Del Rappi drops a little bit, because some of them are just so underwhelming. A lot of Heavenly units are just not really worth anything. Heavenly Arms is nice. I'm just glad we found a couple of things though today. It sucks when you play for ages and get nothing. Yeah, Glide Divine has that really interesting ability, doesn't it? Where you can use, I think you use it every 10 minutes, don't you, that you've had it equipped. I think, I might be wrong, but I think it drains all your health apart from one, but it fills your TP. That would be really, really nice to have as well. No Silence Claw. I don't know if it drops in episode 4, unfortunately. Oh, speak of the devil and one will appear. Glad Divine. So that's apparently all you have to do. All you have to do is talk about a weapon in PSO and it will show. That's the second one this stream, isn't it? Yeah, so remember the Heaven Punisher that we're talking about. So if we're talking about willing rares into existence, Heaven Punisher, Psycho Wand, Sealed J Sword. Never gonna happen. I would just like a Pazuzu would be nice. Just a Pazuzu to show up would be nice. And ideally to drop a V801. That would make my day. Prophets of Mortab as well. Yeah, Mortab is really, really rare. Unfortunately, one of the things I'm not a huge fan of in Blue Burst is that there is a quest called Black Paper's Deal, and it allows you to get a ton of really, really rare stuff really easily. The only downside to it is that none of them have any percents on them, so they're all zeros. And I think all the armors and shields are minimum stats. But it lets you get things like Yasha and some other really, really rare stuff for no effort whatsoever. Which I kind of feel takes away from the game a little bit. There are benefits to it. I mean, so I used to have a Sanghyasha before Black Paper's Deal launched on Sega servers. So it was nice to be able to get that back again easily. Because, you know, hunting another Yasha would have been horrendous. But it does kind of devalue a lot of the formerly very rare stuff, like more, because I think Mortav you can get from it. Oh, Tri-Fluid drop, very nice. You've got a 15-hit Yasha. Oh, that's so sad. It's such a rare drop, but I know when you look on the price guides, even Yashas with hit just aren't worth anything, unfortunately. And I think it's because, realistically, if you're getting a Yasha, you're going to make it into a Sangha Yasha. And if you're going to do that, you're probably just going to find a Sangha with hit to make it. 30-hit Sangha is really useful. Oh, got another banner. Another Lavis. That's another red real Lavis. Maybe I should hunt that this week. But it is my 4-year-old's ID that finds it, so I just really don't know if I really want to hunt red slimes. Can't stand hunting red slimes. Are there any weapons like that you'd rather keep as separate weapons? It's an interesting one, really. Oh, that was Yortronix. Oh, congratulations. Nice one. 2 slimes and a mill on the same run. Oh, nice. No, congrats on the Lavis. That's a really nice drop. Does it have any percentages on it? Oh. No hit, but good percents. Ah, nice. So now the real question, though. Now, do you go and hunt for Cincesta? or 2 Syncestors to try and get a double cannon, or you're just going to leave it as a Lavis. I'm really happy about that. At least one of the viewers got a really nice drop. Could have done, yeah, we could have done Point of Disaster, couldn't we, to do Conjure? Checking the Syncester drops right now. It's generally probably about as rare as Lavis. There's a lot of 1 in 21 drops from some rare enemies, I think. I think it might be Oran Hildators, I think, drop it. Another Skylight drop for it is horrendous. It's like 1 in nearly 12,000 from our Barons. And you need 2 of them to make double cannon. And this is why I continue to laugh when people say that some of the drops in NGS are rare. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, Altrix. So yeah, just do it on the context of you just wanting to help them out, you know, get them into PSO, get them into Ultimate, you know, being that friend that's really nice. Oh, there's another Del Rappy. So we have 2 Rappies. Another Heavenly Look. I'm just going to farm his body. I'm not risking running away from him. And we got another Star Cuirass drop. Actually, I could just spam Gift for you, couldn't I, realistically? Yeah, just be that really nice friend who's offering to get them into Ultimate. Not at all trying to use them to get the Syncester drop. I think we got screwed on that Del Rappy. Yeah. Oh well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. I mean, that is literally the drop rate for it, so... Please let me do D-Band. Just not let me do this buff at all. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gel in you so you don't knock me over. Now let me do Shifter. Yeah, I think we got everyone there. And then immediately died. That's what I get for not looking at my health. Yeah, but while you're here, how about helping me out with this hunt? You know, it's only a 1 in 21 drop, you know, it won't take long. You don't need to tell them it's from a rare enemy. Yeah, seriously, congrats on that Lavis though. That's a really, really nice drop. Were you actually hunting the Lavis, or did it just turn up? Yeah, back in PSO, we had to hunt res by walking uphill backwards. Found it on a lobby, farm it on Anguish 2 and just joined on a whim. Oh, cool. I haven't really played much Anguish mode just because my characters are just not really strong enough. Oh, another banner. Gordon Freeman has found a frozen shooter with 40 hit. Yeah, that is a sick frozen shooter. That is ridiculous. So, question about the banners. So, when it scrolls and someone's found a weapon that's got hit, is that the hit that it's got untech'd? I'm assuming it must be. Gordon, what are you doing? So I'm assuming that will take up to a 50 hit frozen shooter. That's amazing. The thing is, I don't know if I'd want to turn it into a Snow Queen. I'm really not sure. Yeah, that's untech'd. I mean, I think my best drop on here so far is I did get a lame Dagent with hit that had 20 hit. I think that's about my best on Ephinea so far. Is he from Black Mazetta? Okay, so it said it was 20 hit on the banner, but it tagged up to 30. Cool. It's been quite a good stream this for Res so far. You make that a joke and you only ever played a demo for Half-Life and then Blue Shift. To be honest, I'm the same. I've only played a little bit of Half-Life. It's just never the kind of game I was really that interested in, to be honest. I know it's like critically acclaimed and everything, but just never really appealed to me at the time. You got the 50 hit untech justice. There is a scape doll on the floor somewhere in here. I'm going to assume it's this one over here. Yeah, decent a bit there. Oh, you made the item icons on the map change colour. Oh, cool. You can set tri-fluids to a specific colour. Like, glowing. Yes, it is, yeah. So, Shino uses Justice in... I don't think my master, she definitely uses it. Technolavis, it's 15, 35, 30, 0, no hit. That's really nice, actually. I mean, to be honest, on something like Lavis, just take what you can get. I mean, It's such a rare drop that just having one in itself is enough. Is Lavis Blade considered the best form? Assuming that's great on Seal. I would imagine that... Oh, another drop, actually. Tempest Cloak. Oh, cool. All the Force drops today. So, Lavis Blade, I would imagine Lavis Blade is amazing on Seal. There are stronger daggers. I mean, you know, something like a Daylight Scar is always going to be better just because of the Berserk special. But Lavis is way cooler. It is still really, really strong. I know Double Cannon is obviously really good as well, but I think Double Cannon is actually a bit weaker than a fully ground Black King Bar. I might be wrong on that, but I think Black King Bar is stronger. How much of a difference is burning over flame? Just wondering if there's any point in trying to get it. Do you mean in terms of weapon special attacks? Generally, I wouldn't really prioritize fire specials in general, that they're generally not that great overall. I mean, burning is the best one, but there are much better specials, so I wouldn't worry too much. Wiki says Black King Bar is stronger. Which seems really stupid to me because Black King Bar is so much easier to get. Oh, it's on a 50-hit ray gun. I mean, if you can get burning on it, you know, you could just keep trying to attack it until you get burning. But to be honest, again, even on a 50-hit ray gun, you're probably not going to use a special attack on that too often. Just, it's an unfortunate thing that in PSO, a lot of the elemental specials are just not that great. What you could do is you could keep it, though, because if you keep it, you might be able to turn it into something like an Egg Blaster. Yeah, it's like Min says, it just doesn't do too much damage. I had a really stupid moment there. I was thinking, why can't I use Shift or D-Band? That'll be because I've got no TP. I hate Gerta Blula so much. I'm so dead. No worries, Dick. Yeah, I would probably still keep hold of that ray gun just because you might be able to use it to turn into something like an Egg Blaster if you get parts of Egg Blaster. But I probably wouldn't use it as a burning ray gun. I have been trying to get Zalur on that Gerta Blulu, but every time I've tried, he's been interrupting me. Yeah, I think for Lavis, it probably depends on what class you're playing. So if you are going Seal, then I'd probably say that the Lavis Blade is probably the best one. I'm actually really happy that someone in chat actually found something really good. All we need now is for one of us to get a red ring. Had a 30-hit dim Gladius. Now, am I going to die as soon as I come out of this? Because the lizards just started spitting on me. Nope, we actually survived. And we leveled up. Free TP refill. Yeah, the Dim Gladius, it would have been good if it would have teched up to Hell. But I think if it was Dim, it probably would have only teched up to Dark, I think. If you could have got Hell, though, it probably would have actually not too bad. Because it would have been unreduced. It'd work in some areas, anyway. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's really annoying when you get really, really good percents on something you're never going to use. Literally cannot see my character. Yeah, I found, I think it was a laser a couple of days ago. It was something stupid like 75 dark, or 70, it was either 70 or 75 dark on it. But it was like an ice laser. It's the worst thing ever. Looking back, I think one of my most used weapons was a 40-hit VIA. That's a really, really good weapon. It's one of the strongest weapons for a hunter, actually, just because the way that the special works. Yeah, the laser was such a waste. I did keep it, I think, just because it had such a high percent, but I'm never going to use it. Should probably move from here because I'm consistently getting hit by the fireballs. Surprised how well my Funnel is doing actually here. Thought you'd get absolutely destroyed, but it's actually not too bad. Level 30 gelling is so good. That's going to be a bit tight this, I think. 4.5 minutes to clear the last room. Well, not even in the last stream, actually. Still, I'm not too bothered about actually clearing the quest. I'm just here for the drops. And a Pazuzu would be nice, but we've had no luck with those so far. Can't complain, honestly, though. I mean, I've had, you know, was it 2-star cuirasses, a Tempest Cloak, 2 Photon Crystals, and a Glide Divine. So, can't really complain. Yeah, I saw you mention the Boomer song there, Minsk. Oh, there go all the die fluids. For the rares. I would say that it was tactical getting hit to activate the mag trigger, but I would be lying. Honestly, I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but for me, the most annoying enemies in the whole of Desert are these guys, these Marissas. Such a pain. Especially if you get a lot of them as well. Does that Tempest Cloak have any slots? No. I think this is the one that boosts lightning tech, so yeah, it might be quite useful actually. And back to Gift 40 spam again. Yeah, Holy Ray is such a good weapon, especially if you do have one with hit as well. I have no idea what that Marissa's doing all the way over there. It's going to be very, very tight, this, I think. I think this is ambitious to be able to clear this. I mean, we did technically clear it last time. It's just must be a switch or something you got hit at the end that we didn't see. Yeah, no chance. Still really, really good for finding things, though. I do like how Karen at the end is just like, oh, you failed, did you? You failed. I don't see her doing any of the work. The final 25 seconds you ran to find the HP material. Priorities. Yeah, pretty good haul though, really. So the glide has 20 air base. I mean, it really doesn't matter for a force weapon, but this will be super useful for my 4-year-old. Nice. Looks really cool, glide divine as well. Yeah, there's a ton of material drops as well. I did not notice that with my 4-year-old actually. When I was doing mines a few days ago, it seemed like tons of materials were dropping. Send the Star Cuirass to my android, but don't know if she'll use it. I'm not a big fan of having next to no evade. But it's there if she wants to, I guess. When Hugh Carson don't have Limb Sealed, so you probably keep the Lavis Cannon unless you manage to get Sincester. Yeah, I mean, Lavis Cannon is really, really strong on its own, just as it is. Yeah, I think it still has about 700 and something attack, so it's still really good. And I know what it's like concealing Limb. It took me ages to do it just because it's such a boring thing to do. So I think what I might do is we might switch over to PSU now and maybe do a little bit of time in PSU just to finish the stream off. So I'll go and grab a drink quickly and we'll just go to a be right back screen for a couple of minutes and I'll switch over to PSU. If you've been here for PSO, thanks for watching. If you want to stick around for PSU, that's great as well. You'd rather farm 8-4 and drop stint unsealing the thing yourself. No worries, Doomlord. Thanks for the party. So yeah, so we'll switch over to PSU. So it'll be a couple of minutes or so, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Hi guys, welcome back. Yeah, I still need to get borderless window sorted. I really need to remember to do that before I play PSU. So hopefully that looks okay. Guardian's colony 5th floor. Ah, no worries, I'll be right there. So as usual, anyone watching, if you are playing on Clementine on PSU, feel free to join us. It's always an open invite. Yeah, so I think Mint's going to be here soon, just waiting for some guns. So I'm not sure what the best thing to do is on Clementine at the minute, because obviously I think the event ended now, hasn't it? I know they've added some ultimate stuff, but I'm way off doing that. Fighting your way to the casino on your newest character while watching. Yeah, I remember doing that. Trying to remember which lobbies I had to go through to find where the casino was. I think it's just after draw layer, isn't it? One of the only downsides of PSU, trying to remember all the routes for the different lobbies and trying to remember which way around it is. Actually full of gear, actually I never even realised. Just fill the entire box with just random junk. I'll sort it out later. Do special missions here. They give BT frags for blank discs and spheres for special techniques in the trade post. Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so we'll do about an hour or so of PSU. Still fun to go around the planets on a new character though. I let you grab materials on the way. Yeah, I actually really like how they did it in PSU. It was a nice, different way of doing things. But I do actually find it quite fun. Just running through all the different areas and finding your way through. Obviously, once you've done it once, you don't tend to do it again because you just teleport to where you need to go. But I did kind of like how they did it. Yeah, is it special missions based here, Draken? Is it, or do we have to go somewhere else? I think you know way more about PSU than me now. I'm only really familiar with how it was on official Sega PSU, so There's a lot of new things in Clementine that I have no idea about. Oh, it's here. Okay. I suppose we can always start and then Mince can just join us when they're done. I think those are the Hucasil legs, aren't there? Yeah, definitely they are. Just join after. Yeah, no worries, Minsk. Oh, I just finished on PS0. Yeah, again, I really need to actually check that out at some point. I might just have to emulate it, to be honest, but... I assume it's supposed to be the normal counter. Yeah, I mean, that might be actually a good stream idea, to be honest. If I can get an emulator working for it. I suppose doing like my first playthrough of PS0, that might be interesting. Which counter is it, Draken? Because it's not showing up for me. Special missions. I wonder if it just wasn't loaded yet. That's fine. Is it normal for there to be no music here? Oh, Red Scorpio, nice. It is funny though, you can tell it is the PSO model because you can just see like, how low res it is compared to everything else. At least I think it's the PSO model anyway. Oh, no 2000 as well. Man, you've been busy. Oh, well, Yasmin Cov 2000Hs as well. Oh, that's cool. How many Nook 2000 bazookas have you got? It does kind of feel a bit insane on PSU, like how crazy some of the rares are on Clementine. It just seems like you get absolutely showered in rares now. All right, this is getting a bit insane now. It's like the thing you do in PSO where you drop like a Mazetta trail for people. This is just an entire trail of S-rank weapons. Clear storage. This is clear in storage. I'll check that because I'm not sure what that is. Draken is officially the coolest PSU player. I will pick up a Nook because I do have a Ranger, and the Nook just looks cool. It is really odd that there's no music here. They look rare, but they're not worth much. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I remember some of these from PSP2, actually. Like this Claw, I'm sure this is from PSP2. The entire market and meta around Ultimate. Yeah, I can imagine. Also, just that it is useful, you should complete with units. Oh, cool. Silence, it is eerie, yeah. I'm not sure why there's no music here. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just no music here. Yeah, it's not just you guys that there is no music in the game at the minute. By the rest and get a massive stat boost. Okay, yeah, so there is no music, fair enough. Now, I didn't know if it was a bug or not, or if it was, an issue with the server, with Clementine or something. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'll take those for now, because obviously I don't want to fill my entire inventory as well. Oh, thanks for that, though. It is cool to see Red Scorpio come back, because it is such a cool looking weapon. Now you can blast Guardian's colony. Oh, is that Dark Meteor? Oh, that's really cool, actually. And an actual Baron's launcher that is actually the right color. I found something really interesting about the Baron's launcher actually in PSO is when I was doing the Raycast video. Apparently, in the PSO game file, there is actually a texture file for a blue Baron's launcher, a Baron's launcher. But for some reason, they chose not to use it and went with the Garan's one, but still called it a Baron's launcher. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why they decided to do it and just go with the Garan's one instead. Makes no sense at all. Is there anything you want to run anyway, Draken? Just so we can get some games in. I think Minsk said they're going to come a little bit later, yeah, so it's up to you if you want to pick them up and then drop them later for Minsk, see if Minsk wants any. Yeah, no worries, yeah, if you want to drop them for someone else, that's fine. So we're just in it's on the Guardians colony Minsk, so on the 5th floor, at the counter there, if you go to the special event counter. Yeah, it's a good point, base player actually, isn't it? Yeah, the Belro cannon's the same. Actually, the Bringer rifle as well, that's the same as well, because that's actually a Chaos Bringer's arm instead of a Dark Bringer's. I suppose for the bell for the Belro and the Bringer, I can kind of understand it a bit more, I guess, because I suppose when they were brought in the game, if they were in version 1, they will have only been very hard, so you would have only had Chaos Bringers and Dark Belros, so maybe that's why. I suppose it could be the same for the Garen's launcher in that respect then. But it just seems odd that they've got the texture file for the Baron's one, but don't use it. Okay, Minsk says level 56, so he can't join this run. Wonder if the requirement's a bit higher. We can remake it with a rank down if you want. If you can. I'm not sure if there is a lower one than this. It's level 60 requirement. Fair enough. Yeah, so game's up Minsk, so if you want to join, it's just password 1234. It's level 30 plus now, so you should be able to join. I hope you enjoyed that few seconds of music before back to the silence again. It's so eerie. You'd think they could just put some music here. Like, you know, even if it's just the regular Guardians calling music, like, it just seems really odd that there's no music at all. Yeah, it's a bit spooky. I think because there's like no NPCs walking around or anything as well. It's a creepy pasta Guardians call me. It won't let you join. Oh, thanks for the description. Yeah, Min said they can't join for some reason. Is it something to do with how the game is? It's level 30 plus. Can't see a reason why you couldn't join. Yeah, it's a level 30 plus requirement, so you should be able to join it. Yeah, try joining again, see if you can get in. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to join this because it is just level 30 plus quest. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's strange. It seems like you can join the quest, you know, if you're at the counter, but then you can't join it until you start the quest. Yeah, so any of these rares that Drakens drop in Minsk, if you want them, just take them. Is the audio okay, by the way? Because to me, this music seems a lot louder than anything that's been in the game so far. I can adjust it a little bit if you need me to. It's fine to you, Arkle. It just seems really loud to me for some reason. Also, this sword just looks like a pizza cutter. I really do need to level my fort and art on this character at some point because some of them are so low. Fine on your end, Arkle. It just seems excessively. I mean, it's manageable, but it just seems a lot louder than any other music in the game. It might just be because I'm so used to the silence that was in the Guardians colony. It is really cool to see some of the PSO weapons coming back in this though, so things like the Dark Meteor. Yeah, I mean, any of the rares that you want that Draken drops, just pick up because they're just spare ones. Yeah, Draken's been grinding really, really hard in PSU, you can see. I'd like to play it more, but it's just any free time I have is spent either recording or playing PSO. Shame because I do really, really like PSU as well. I just don't get much chance to actually play it. I basically come on PSU on the stream, get a ton of levels, and then never touch it for a week. I remember these Gorvara guys. I remember these being absolutely lethal if they were the high level ones. I was forgetting this, that the humans have the like SUV weapons. Again, I'm just not used to the changes that have been made on Clementine because I'm so used to playing the official Sega server years ago. This just kind of feels like the greatest hits of PSU, really, so it's anything you'd want from PSU, but also a load of things from PSP2 as well, which is really cool to see, actually. Oh, no worries, Minsk, if you need to go, that's fine. Thanks for joining, though. To be honest, I'm getting a bit beaten up in this difficulty anyway, so maybe going with a high one would have been a bad idea anyway. There, you got to level up. I do get a decent axe, really, because I used to really enjoy using axe in PSU. The mix of good and bad. Yeah, I mean, I can see why. I mean, to me, it definitely feels a lot faster leveling up, and I do feel like some of the stuff is a lot easier to get now. I'm not sure yet, Draken, so I've gone 40 fighter for now. I might go towards Fire Master. Definitely want to go Gun Master on my cast. Yeah, I get what you mean, Zale. It is a bit of a mixture of good and bad changes, in my opinion. To be honest, though, I am just happy to see PSU getting some love in 2024. But it's about time. Yeah, I remember in PSU that you used to use Tornado Dance all the time just to get ahead of everyone. The end game's very different. Yeah, I can imagine with all the ultimate changes. I mean, I'll be honest, I can't really remember what the end game really entailed in the Sega servers PSU. It's been so long. Leveling's way faster and it's a rush first out level. It was more fun close to when Clem first came out. So is it more recent changes that they've made to sort of speed up the leveling then? I didn't really try Clementine much when it first came out. Alright, I forgot these guys do Megid. Don't you play PSU online, mainly stuck to the offline mode? Yeah, I mean, back when it released, there was only so many people could play it online because it released as a PS2 or PC game. I can't remember if the 360 version launched at the same time or if it was a bit later. But obviously, for the 360, you needed Xbox Live as well, and a lot of people probably didn't have the network adapter for the PS2, so it was primarily PC players that would be online. I love the very imaginatively named Dragon. It's not a dragon, it's Dragon. And he's dead. To be fair, Draken is like super high level, so it's not a surprise. I am basically getting carried here. Yeah, the offline mode of PSU was interesting. It was obviously fundamental to the story, but it was very, very pared back, the offline mode. There was a lot of things missing from it, and there wasn't really that many rare drops you could find. It was very, very basic, really. It was almost like the offline mode was an afterthought. Oh, the Zon's fee is to get Sazonde. Okay. Had Xbox Live, not sure why I didn't play online. Remember trying to play Burnout 3 online on the original Xbox, and that was touch and go as to whether you'd actually get through a race before it. I'd say now, because it's done, they've made experience much easier. Well, leveling was made much easier in Clem from the beginning, and they also had experience boosters. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, to me, I won't lie, I would have liked to have seen a more true to the Sega servers PSU experience, just so it was as it was. I get that people want to get through some of the content as fast as they can and get to the end game, but I can see the advantages and the drawbacks to it, really. .360 was much more stable. PSU didn't give you much incentive to play. There was 2x experience during the event, but right now it's not that fast unless you're doing Clem Camp. Yeah, so at the moment it's more similar to traditional. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the consumables to level up faster. I mean, that's something we're obviously very familiar with PSO 2 and with NGS. It's something I've never been a massive fan of. I mean, to be honest, in NGS, the consumable boosts don't seem to really do anything anywhere. You use a rare drop boost and nothing happens. Yeah, I remember the pain of getting grinders in PSU, so anything that can help towards getting those helps. You think too many changes were made? Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that. I mean, it is very different to Sega servers. I mean, obviously, my memory of it is a little bit hazy because it was so long ago that I played the official servers, but there is definitely a lot of new things on here. Some of it I'm all for, I think bringing over some of the PSP2 content is really, really cool. The fact of being able to do that is really, really, really good idea. But I do understand why some people might not like some of the additions to the game as well, because it just doesn't really feel like the official servers too much. The thing is, though, I mean, if you're wanting to play PSU online now, it's kind of what options do you have? I'm not sure, but Is Clementine the only online server for PSU at the moment? And obviously for PSO, you've got loads of options. Yeah, it's the only option. Yeah, vanilla PSU didn't even have level 200. I think they got there on the Japanese servers, but yeah, definitely not on the Western servers. I think a lot of it is just that obviously PSO has generally a much bigger fan base than PSU, so I think there's just generally less desire for PSU in 2024. So people who want to play it, there's probably enough people just to go on one server. It would be nice though it'd be cool if they could do something that's similar to Ephinea, where they have like a classic experience, where you make like a classic character that, you know, plays like it did on the Sega servers. I think that would be a good option to have. Yes, you'd miss out on a lot of the new stuff, but it would be a nice option for people to use if they wanted to. If there is that, just let me know. I'm happy to be corrected, but I don't know if there is. Development's too slow. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's not an Xbox version. Many people are first. Content was very rushed, so they got the levels, the gear then got out quickly. Yeah, I can agree with that. So obviously in PSO, particularly once you get to like the end stages of the game where you're hunting some of your best gear, it takes so long to find some stuff that it keeps you playing for ages. Where I think there is some rare stuff in PSU, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the stuff does seem a lot easier to find. I know on Clementine, obviously, you've got the ultimate drops that are probably harder to find. I think PSO has that better cycle of keeping you hooked to the game. I mean, just from running the event quest that was on from last week and a few weeks before that, just from doing that, I've got piles and piles of S ranks from it. Kind of feels a little bit like when they added Black Paper's deal to Blueburst, to be honest. Where everyone just got absolutely swamped in rares from it. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's a good point. So yeah, I mean, the S ranks do start at 10 star and they go all the way up to, is it 15 they go up to? Yeah, the S rank classing system is a bit strange in this, really, because there is so much variety between 10 stars and 15 stars, but they're all treated as S rank. What's your favourite PSU class? I mean, this is again going back to when I played on Sega servers many, many years ago. I think my favourite back then was either Master Force or Gunmaster. I haven't replayed enough Clementine, though, to really get used to the classes yet again. I did really like Fighter as well. like Pro Transfer and Acro Fighter. Yeah, Pro Transfer was a really interesting class, wasn't it? Like, I remember years ago when it first released, I remember it was like totally meh class when it first launched because it could barely use anything good. But then they hugely buffed it and made it use so it could use S ranks instead. Obviously, things like the EX traps are really cool as well. Yeah, Pro Transfer at like PSU launch was suffering. It was so bad. Sad you missed out on this game. Yeah, it's an interesting game. I mean, I certainly don't enjoy PSU as much as PSO, but I do feel like it is a pretty solid game overall. And I think it got a lot of unfair criticism at the time. Yeah, if you want to check it out, Park, just search for Clementine PSU. And there's all the instructions there, how to get it set up and everything. It's really easy to install. I think I said it last stream, but it gets a lot of criticism in this game, but it did introduce a lot of things to the franchise that were new. So, you know, it was the first Phantasy Star to have Fortnite, as far as I'm aware. You know, it's the first one with first person. So if you have a gun, you can actually aim with first person as well, which was totally new. It's the first one that had crafting as well, which could be a good or a bad thing, depending on how you view it. Very quickly, does Blue Bears play similar to PSO area-wise? So Forest 1, 2, Ks 1, 2, 3, or they're broken down differently? It's exactly the same. So for the story quests, you might have a couple where you might do a few quests in, say you're in caves, for example. Some of the government quests, you might do a few in Cave 1, a few in Cave 2, and so on. But if you're going through like a regular run of the areas, it's Forest 1, Forest 2, Cave 1, Cave 2, Cave 3, and so on. So same as the other versions. Yeah, I mean, if you consider that this game was like mid-2000s, unfortunately, I don't think I have a gun with me at the minute. I've got a really bad gun here. I can show you, actually. So it was also the first game to have independent weapons, so you can have single-handed weapons, but you can have two of them. So I can use my saber in my right hand, but then if I hold right bumper, I can switch to my gun. Use a gun in my left hand. So, and similarly, if you press the right stick, you can actually aim as well. So there is like a very rudimentary first-person aim. It's not great, it's very sort of slow-witted, but you can use it. See a lot of people TAing with the acro types, see if experiment with those. Not yet, no. I'd like to. You know, ones like the acro Tekka do look really interesting, but I haven't had a chance to try them yet. I haven't really been back on PSU that long, really. But this is my highest character at the moment. Acromaster's really interesting. Yeah, I'd like to try it out at some point. It's just, again, just having the time to play PSU when I'm trying to find stuff on PSO as well. Level 50 techs and PAs are cool. Yeah, the government missions were something new in Blue Burst, so they added those to just all the episodes, actually. I think their intent of it, like episode 1 and 2, was like a new way of being able to tell you the story. I wasn't really a huge fan of the government quest, to be honest, but I suppose it was another way of getting people into the story of the game. Yeah, in general, base play, Blue Burst is really, really similar to GameCube and Xbox, just with some extra content in it. just realized he actually spawns enemies as well. I never realized that last time. Not that it matters because he just dies instantly. Yeah, generally, if you like GameCube PSO, you should enjoy Blue Burst. Oh, they weren't there in the low difficulty. Because I didn't notice them. I wasn't sure if I was losing my mind or if it was actually a new thing. Exact same drops as last time. Yeah, it still seems decent for leveling the type up, actually. So although you're not getting the experience, I suppose you can just focus on leveling your job up when there's no event on. Yeah, what I should do really is just, when I get home from work on night, I should just do Clem Camp just to get the experience of the day. Just even if that's all I do on PSU for that day. Just to get the experience, because it is stupid experience. Share box is almost full already. I really need to sort that out at some point. Yeah, I know there's a character storage as well. It's just, obviously when you're playing, it's a bit annoying to go back to your room to store things in your storage. So I've got a bit more space in the share box anyway, so I can just sort it out once we're done. That's really strange. So all party members up to level 65, creatures level 96 plus. What an oddly specific number. Oh, hi Minsky, okay. Defeat Dark Fault. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, what can go wrong? I suppose since we didn't do Faults in PSO, we can do them in PSU instead. I'll do it in PSU, I guess. This music is absolutely ingrained in my memory as well from PSU because I spent so long in Hive on the Sega servers trying to find Agito. So it said that the creatures were 96 plus, but these are 95. I do quite like the Hive, though. It is obviously very reminiscent of Ruins. You know, that's not an accident, I think. This was your OG Ruins. Oh, yeah, because you started with PSU, didn't you, Draken? Yeah. It is a really cool looking area hive. I've always liked it in PSU. The music is a bit much at times. It doesn't really have any chill. Yeah, I definitely think I prefer the PSO Ruins music. So everyone's method of getting rid of Dark Fault to jam them into a spaceship and fire it off to somewhere else. Seems that way, yeah. Well, I think in PSU, so these are basically... These hives, you can probably see that they are actually artificial. So from what I remember with PSU, I think these are satellites that have basically been corrupted by the seed forms. Like the Baron's launcher is color corrected in PSU, yeah. Yeah, they finally fixed it. They're basically like satellites that have been corrupted. Yeah, there is Rycross as well, isn't there? Which I think Rycross is an actual planet from like the OG Phantasy Stars, isn't it? Or it might be named slightly differently. I don't care what anyone says, these are basically Oblilies. Yeah, most of the rare missions are based on PSO maps. So there is actually PSO ruins in PSU. You know, there is forest and so on as well. Yeah, there is a maximum attack as well, isn't there, that has the PSO maps, but there is the actual rare maps as well. So I know that there's a rare map called Phantom Ruins that is the PSO ruins. But yeah, base player generally, I think in most of the Fantasy Stars, it's generally Alt just tries to get sealed. The general thing is to just try and seal it away. Because in most of the games, they can't really defeat Faults, so they just try and seal it away and hope that no one unseals it. And unfortunately, in pretty much every game, someone decides that, no, we're going to actually unseal it. Whether it's accidental or on purpose, there's always someone who has to unseal Faults. Oh, there's Megid. Didn't get Megadid in PSO, so PSU had to make up for it. This is just all Megid. I think pretty much every enemy that spawned here has Megid. PSO, we are the heroes. We are, but we are also the ones that activate the pillars. I suppose Rico was the one that technically... Actually, no, it wasn't Rico that set it off. It was... I think it was the military, wasn't it, from Pioneer 1? When they did the excavations, they sort of unearthed something they shouldn't have done. I don't know where that fits into the timeline. I don't know if it's the military discover Faults or if Rico has already become Faults at that point. I need to have a look, because I've got one of the art books for PSO, which is, it's an episode 3 on Blueburst art book, but it does actually have like a full lore breakdown in it. The problem is it's all in Japanese, so I'd have to use something like Google Lens to translate it. So I know a little bit of Japanese, but not enough to translate that. So I should really do that at some point, just so I can see what the actual sort of sequence of events is. Let's blame Pioneer 1 as they're not here to defend themselves. I don't know if you can see the sealed ruins on Ephinea. So for anyone who doesn't know, on some versions of PSO, you actually can't go to ruins until you've done all the pillars. So I'm pretty sure on GameCube, definitely, if you didn't actually activate all the pillars, you couldn't go to ruins. Because what you would do is after you beat Volopt, once you activated all 3 pillars, when you went through the warp, it wouldn't actually take you back to Pioneer. It would take you to, it was like a special area you went to. It was like a walkway that revealed the door to ruins, but it would only actually unlock if you had activated all the pillars. Where on Blue Burst, you can just go to ruins straight away. Yeah, you'd be in a tunnel with a sealed door. Yeah, that's what I remember as well. Nanotrans vortex, that's a word. Yeah, it is. I think it's the same symbols as the 3 seals. Yeah, so if anyone hasn't seen, this is false in PSU. Well, this is what's called Dulk Fakis, but it's essentially the same fight. There's like 2 bosses that are essentially the same boss. Didn't they play that on Top of the Pops during the 90s? I can't remember this fight at all, which is mildly terrifying. Extremely loud. PSU loves its really, really loud explosions. Yeah, again, that would have been a bit more difficult, obviously, if we were the right level for it. Couple of Megaspheres, cool. Yeah, it's a really cool looking boss arena, this, isn't it? Because you can see all the planets. Obviously, the floor looks quite reminiscent of the seal from PSO as well. Not exactly the same by any means, but it's obviously very similar. That's really cool. I've forgotten about that boss fight in PSU. I do wish it was a bit different to... I wish there was a bit more difference between Dulk Fakis and Dark Faults. Can we do one more? We can do Mag and Normal Diff. Yeah, we can do one more run if you want. Yeah, there is another Dark Faults form, so there's one that's essentially a reskin of Durolay. It's Durolay, but dark. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that fault at all. It's the laziest version of Dark Fault ever. Yeah, so we'll do this last one, then we'll probably end the stream after this. Yeah, so you should be able to join this one, Minsk, so it's only level 40 to join it. So we're just still on the Guardians Colony 5th floor. Ah, we've got PSO Forest, there we go. With weird looking boomers. Yeah, do not adjust your sets, this is not PSO. Boomer song again. yeah, we have PSO at home, the PSO at home. These rappies are really weird as well. They just look dirty. PSO. I mean, it looks sort of similar. I mean, they at least actually made the map from scratch because it's not the same assets as PSO. Yeah. It's cool to see that they did the PSO areas though. Fantasy part offline from Wish. I mean, the map is actually kind of similar as well because, yes, if you did a PSO Forest run, there would be boxes there. That felt Gemini best boss. I can't remember which one that is. Is that the twin one from PSO 2? Or is that a different one? It's double. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I played Japanese server PSO 2, so I wasn't familiar with the name. So yeah, in the Japanese server it was called Darfal's Double. It's the one that looks a bit like a castle. Oh, look, it's a legally distinct Hildebeer. Also known as Build-A-Bear. Yes, they really called it Build-A-Bear. It's got moves though. Yeah, so that boss in PSU when I played it was the Japanese servers, and it was called Darfal's Double. There was a few little changes like that when the global came out, I think. I can see why they called it Gemini. It makes sense. Yeah, I remember doing that boss a lot on Japanese PSO 2. I'd love to revisit OG PSO 2 more. Yeah, I don't know. I have a bit of a strange relationship with original PSO 2. So, I mean, I played it for years. I played it from like the second alpha test on the Japanese version, so from about, it was like late 2011 around there. I feel it's an alright game. It's not one I love though. Like, I don't think it's a game I'd really go back to. I love some elements of it. I mean, some of the boss fights in PSO 2 were brilliant. I used to love the Darkfall's Loser boss fight, and the Persona boss fight was really cool as well. I hate that you can't break out a stun in PSU. You just have to kind of sit there and let it happen. But yeah, I don't know what it is about PSO 2. It just never really grabbed me in the same way as some of the other games. I mean, it's the same with NGS as well, to be honest. I mean, I do like NGS, but I don't love it. Right, so caves now. Oh, yeah, so these are obviously meant to be ob lilies then. That makes more sense now. You're out of the preamble at the start of NGS. Yeah, I mean, once you get through that tutorial part and you're actually in Central City, that's when you can actually start playing with other people. Unfortunately, yeah, that tutorial at the start is just pretty long. I guess it's to get you into the game and sort of teach you the story a little bit, but first time you do it, it is a bit annoying. Yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, I have fun with NGS. I just think that I just kind of think it just needs a bit more, to be honest. I just feel personally that some of the updates recently have been fell a bit flat. Tell you nothing on how to play. Learn more from mucking about in the tunnels and doing the whole tutorials. Yeah, I can't actually remember the tutorial now, so I can't remember how much it actually tells you. The other day, you saw someone trash Lucille in a YouTube content. Lucille's one of the best things in PSO in NGS. Yeah, I feel that caves in PSU is a bit better likeness than Forest was. Obviously, they've taken some liberties with the enemies. You know, there's no evil sharks or anything in PSU, so they have taken some liberties, but it's still cool. Yeah, generally best play. If you just mess around with the different weapons in NGS, you'll get a feel for how they work. I suppose I should probably plug my own stuff as well. So on my channel, there is breakdowns for each of the weapon types in NGS as well. So this point, I really hate plugging my own stuff. Other NGS creators are available. Yeah, so I guess these Vanda guys are meant to be like the equivalent of the evil sharks, I suppose. You joined, I think it's so log onto it during your first stream. Yeah, so ship 2 it's one of the more popular ships, I would say. Really funny thing about NGS is that there's 6 ships when you log in. But you can only select, I think, the first 4. The other 2 just aren't used. I don't know if they're like maintenance blocks or testing blocks or something. Or maybe they were designed for if the game had a bigger population. Not sure. But yeah, there are 2 blocks that you just can't use. 2 ships, sorry, that you can't use. I think any of the other 4 you'll be fine on though. But yeah, the one I play on is ship 2. It seems like ages ago since the first stream now. I'm just kind of used to doing it now. I do feel like I've got a little bit more comfortable doing this now, so... Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, elemental damage is actually good in PSU. As opposed to PSO, where elemental damage on your weapon is just garbage. Yeah, so obviously going a little bit longer today, so we'll go until the end of this quest, and we'll probably end the stream after that. Freeze is the only useful one. Even then, I think most of your freeze in PSO is just going to come from either techniques or frozen shooter. I guess we've got mines now. Kind of see where this is going. It is really cool to see all this in PSU. I do feel like this is where it falls down a little bit because there isn't really that many PSO mines enemies. You know, these don't really bear any resemblance to anything in PSO mines. Apart from their robots, that's about the only similarity. I know you've got the Sinos, but they're not really anything like the ones in PSO. This music's giving me flashbacks to my Kasami Bracer hunt. Okay, and say T for traps when we're doing challenge mode. It's kind of hard to describe with mines, but mines kind of feel scaled down. So particularly when I'm running through the corridors, it feels like a lot more... The corridors feel a lot tighter and a lot more claustrophobic in PSU, I guess. It's almost like they just lowered the scale of the area a little bit. I mean, these are obviously meant to be Sinos. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? The scaling just seems off in mines. I noticed it mainly in the corridors. So in the corridors, it just seemed like I seemed huge in the corridors compared to the actual corridor itself. Yeah, the room seems tall. I mean, obviously you can't adjust your camera very easily in PSO, so it's kind of hard to see how tall the areas are in mines, but it just feels like the scaling is a bit weird overall. It was just nice to see them bring the PSO areas back though. Even if it was only for like limited areas, you know, for limited quests. B101 drop plays. I just want a Kasami. But ideally in PSO. I'm going to assume this is the light switch. I'm guessing these are meant to be the Garanzas. You know, big robot that fires missiles kind of makes sense. S parts anyone. If only. I do actually need to pay attention to my health a little bit because you forget that these guys are level 95. Stepson made a great observation about the Garans that he can't unsee. Do I want to know? It's like a giant robotic gorilla riding a tiny bicycle. I don't know what's more terrifying, the fact that you've got a giant robotic gorilla or the fact that it's riding a tiny bicycle. Yeah, introducing the next generation of PSO via the medium of gorillas riding bicycles. Sinners do a ton of damage. Shooter just like PSO. Wrong way, I'm guessing. It's a massive tank, but with tiny wheels underneath. Yeah, they are really strange looking, the Garanzas. Ruins, I do feel like they did a pretty reasonable job with. Again, I think the scaling is a little bit strange, but at least it does actually look like Ruins. The only weird thing is that some of the rooms to me look a bit more like Ruins 2. Like this to me looks a bit more like a Ruins 2 room. Just reminds me how good the Ruins music is in PSO though. Such a good song. And it has these traps as well, you know, just for... Yeah, fine Larry music. Yeah, I like how they put those traps in as well, just to give you the authentic Ruins experience. That's in like a really short block. The waterfall room does look very strange compared to PSO. It kind of looks nothing like it. Well, at least it's here. So just wait for Minsk and then we'll finish this block. Oh, definitely bass player, yeah. It's a really, really good bit of music, I think, because it does give you this like sense of foreboding. Yeah, I don't think we can go back to the previous block, Minsk, so there was a really small room that had a warp in it. we go. And then oddly, you get the Voloped music, which is really, really weird. I mean, I'm not against it, because the Volop tune is fine. But it seems weird at playing now. I guess they were just like, well, we've got all this PSO music, we need to use it somewhere. Yeah, it does base play. Yeah, it's one thing I really, really like about PSO, the fact that the music is actually dynamic and changes between combat and non-combat. So when you're in ruins and there's no enemies around, you do get that sense that you are like completely alone there. And you know, it is kind of a sense of like foreboding to an extent. But then when you're in combat and it like kicks up a gear, it does feel like you're in a more or less like a life or death situation then. It's a really cool thing to do with PSO, and it must be one of the first games that had that kind of dynamic music in it. There might be others before it, but it must have been one of the first. Yeah, it's the same with the False Pillar music as well. So, you know, when you enter the False Boss Arena in PSO, you've got that super, super calm music. But if you listen to that music before you touch the pillar, there's this like weird static in the background that kind of distorts it a bit and makes it sound a bit haunting. And then obviously you touch the pillar and it all goes to hell. Almost seems like the same drops in pretty much every box in Clementine. Some more BT fragments, cool. Some rare spheres. Yeah, the distortion was a really, really nice touch because it just, although it was a really calm theme at first, you just that slight distortion in the theme just gives you the idea that something's not right. And obviously you've been through hell to get there, so you know that something is not right. Yeah, I love that about Burst Player. It's just, it makes it such a dynamic game. Oh, I got to range of 7, oh cool. Yeah, I'm halfway to fight to 5. Not too bad. That was really fun, actually. It was cool to see the PSO areas in PSU again. So I think what I'll do is I think I'll end the stream there for today. I know we've gone a little bit over anyway, but I wanted to do that last run anyway, just to see what the PSO areas were like. But yeah, it was really, really cool to see that, and just nice to play a bit more PSU as well. So plan for the channel for next week is we'll have an NGS video on Wednesday. At the moment, I've got no idea what that's going to be. This is the problem of making NGS videos at the moment. There's not much to do with videos on. So yeah, we'll do an NGS video midweek, and then we'll do another PSO class video on next Sunday, which will probably be Phonium. Once we've done that, there'll be another stream next Sunday, which, if there's enough people around, we'll do the challenge mode stream. If there isn't, we'll just hunt some rares. Yeah, and as Draken's saying, yeah, for next week, next time we play PSU, might not be on the next stream, might be maybe the one after, but if anyone wants to join in to get a six-man party, more than welcome. Yeah, as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully see you on the next stream next Sunday. And thanks for the memberships as well, the stream as well. Really, really appreciate it, and all the subscriptions as well. So, hope you have a great week. Like I say, keep an eye on the channel during the week. You can also follow me on Twitter as well, which I'll post on there whenever I'm uploading or going live as well. And that's at SectionSkyly on Twitter. But yeah, have a good week, everyone. And I will see you guys next stream, next Sunday. See you later. Yes, I will do my Clem camp runs. See you guys.